Did you know that some of America's most iconic cities are teetering on the edge of an economic cliff? Imagine waking up to find that the bustling metropolis you call home is struggling to keep its financial head above water. Well, for millions of Americans, this isn't just a bad dream, it's becoming their reality. In this video, we're going to take you on a journey through the concrete jungles and sun-soaked streets of 10 major US cities that are facing serious economic challenges. From the bright lights of Broadway to the tech hubs of Texas, we'll explore why these urban giants are stumbling and what it means for the people who call them home. And if you stick around until the end, we've got a surprising bonus fact about one city's unique economic struggle that might just make your jaw drop. So buckle up for a coast-to-coast tour of America's economic trouble spots. Now, let's kick off our journey with the city that never sleeps, or at least the city that might be losing some shut-eye over its financial woes. Let's start with the Big Apple, New York City, a place known for its towering skyscrapers, bustling streets, and relentless energy. But beneath this vibrant surface lies a city struggling with a host of economic challenges. New York City's economy has long been driven by its finance and tourism sectors, but these industries have been hit hard by recent global economic shifts. According to the Center for NYC Affairs, employment recovery in the city has been sluggish. And while some job growth is expected, it's not enough to lift everyone out of the economic slump. The cost of living in New York City is one of the highest in the country, making it increasingly difficult for residents to maintain their standard of living. Housing prices continue to soar, and with nearly 18.3% of New Yorkers living below the federal poverty line, according to Gothamist, the situation is dire. The economic inequality in the city is stark, particularly among Black and Latino communities, where poverty rates are even higher. Without significant policy changes, New York City could face an even deeper economic downturn, affecting millions of its residents. Next, we head to the West Coast, where Los Angeles, the City of Angels, is facing its own set of economic challenges. Known for its entertainment industry, LA's economy has been severely impacted by the pandemic, particularly in the tourism and hospitality sectors. The Los Angeles Economic Development Corporation reports that unemployment in the city has risen, leaving many residents struggling to find stable employment. The cost of living in Los Angeles is notoriously high, with housing prices continuing to climb. This has put a significant strain on the financial well-being of many Angelenos, who are finding it increasingly difficult to afford even necessities. Moreover, Los Angeles is in the midst of a homelessness crisis that has drawn national attention. The city's homeless population has skyrocketed, putting immense pressure on public resources and raising concerns about the city's ability to bounce back. Without strategic interventions, LA could be looking at a prolonged economic downturn. Heading to the Midwest, Chicago is another city that's facing tough economic times. The Windy City has long been a hub for manufacturing and logistics, but these sectors have been disrupted by global supply chain issues, leaving the city vulnerable. According to the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning, unemployment remains stubbornly high, and many residents are opting to leave the city in search of better opportunities elsewhere. The cost of living in Chicago is rising, particularly when it comes to housing. This has left many Chicagoans struggling to make ends meet. Additionally, the city has been grappling with high crime rates, which have not only affected the quality of life, but also deterred potential investors. The Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago reports that the city's GDP growth is expected to stagnate, reflecting broader economic challenges. Without a concerted effort to diversify its economy and invest in community development, Chicago could be on the verge of a significant downturn in the coming years. Down in the South, Houston, known as the energy capital of the world, is facing economic uncertainty primarily due to its reliance on the oil and gas industry. Recent fluctuations in oil prices have led to job losses and a shaky economic foundation. The city's unemployment rate has been climbing, and many residents are feeling the pinch as the cost of living continues to rise. Houston's infrastructure is also in need of attention. Aging systems require significant investment for repair and modernization, and the city's vulnerability to natural disasters such as hurricanes and flooding adds another layer of risk. The Texas Workforce Commission has indicated that economic growth in Houston is expected to slow, causing concern about the city's long-term viability. Without a strategic shift towards diversifying its economy and investing in sustainable industries, Houston could face a prolonged economic downturn. Phoenix, once celebrated as one of the fastest-growing cities in the United States, is now facing economic challenges that could put its rapid expansion at risk. The city's economy has been heavily dependent on real estate and construction, but these sectors are beginning to show signs of slowing down. The cost of living in Phoenix has been steadily rising, making it harder for residents to afford basic needs like housing and utilities. In addition to economic pressures, Phoenix is dealing with infrastructure that's struggling to keep pace with its rapid population growth. Traffic congestion and inadequate public services are becoming increasingly common issues. The Maricopa Association of Governments notes that Phoenix's GDP growth is expected to decelerate in 2024, reflecting broader economic trends. Water scarcity is another critical challenge for the city, potentially impacting its long-term sustainability. Without proactive measures to address these issues, Phoenix may find itself in a precarious economic position. Philadelphia, a city rich in history, is now confronting economic challenges that could lead to a downturn in the near future. The city's economy is diverse, but it remains heavily reliant on manufacturing and healthcare, sectors that have been hit hard by recent economic fluctuations. The Philadelphia Federal Reserve reports that unemployment in the city has been consistently higher than the national average, with many residents finding it difficult to secure stable employment. The cost of living in Philadelphia is also on the rise, making it harder for families to afford housing and other essentials. Crime and public safety issues have further complicated the economic landscape, deterring investment and impacting the overall quality of life. Philadelphia's GDP growth is expected to slow, echoing concerns seen in other major cities. Without significant investment in infrastructure and community development, Philadelphia could be facing a prolonged economic downturn. San Antonio, known for its rich cultural heritage and tourism, is another city that's facing economic headwinds. The city's economy is heavily dependent on tourism and hospitality sectors that have been severely impacted by the pandemic. According to the San Antonio Economic Development Foundation, unemployment in the city has risen and many residents are finding it challenging to secure stable jobs. The rising cost of living and housing prices are major concerns in San Antonio, making it difficult for families to make ends meet. The city is also dealing with infrastructure strain due to rapid population growth, leading to issues like traffic congestion and inadequate public services. The Texas Economic Development Corporation projects that San Antonio's economic growth will slow down in 2024, raising concerns about the city's long-term sustainability. Without strategic investments in economic diversification and infrastructure, San Antonio may face a challenging economic future. Dallas is another Texas city facing economic challenges that could lead to a downturn in 2024. While the city has a diverse economy, it remains heavily reliant on finance and technology, sectors that have been affected by recent economic fluctuations. Unemployment in the city has been on the rise, leaving many residents struggling to find stable employment. The cost of living in Dallas is also increasing, particularly in terms of housing, which is becoming less affordable for many families. Additionally, Dallas is grappling with infrastructure issues as rapid growth has put a strain on public services and transportation systems. The Dallas Regional Chamber notes that the city's GDP growth is expected to slow, reflecting the broader economic trends seen across the country. Without significant investment in infrastructure and community development, Dallas could be heading towards a prolonged economic downturn. San Diego, with its beautiful coastline and vibrant tourism industry, is facing economic challenges that could threaten its stability. The city's economy has been heavily reliant on tourism and hospitality, sectors that have been significantly impacted by the pandemic. The San Diego Regional Economic Development Corporation reports that unemployment in the city has increased, and many residents are struggling to secure stable jobs. The cost of living in San Diego, particularly housing prices, is a major concern, making it increasingly difficult for families to afford necessities. The city's infrastructure is also under strain due to rapid population growth, leading to traffic congestion and inadequate public services. San Diego's economic growth is expected to decelerate in 2024, raising concerns about the city's long-term sustainability. Without strategic investments in economic diversification and infrastructure, San Diego may face a challenging economic future. Finally, we turn to Austin, a city known for its vibrant tech scene and cultural events. Despite its reputation as a hub of innovation, Austin is facing economic challenges that could hinder its growth in the coming years. The city's economy has been heavily reliant on technology and innovation, sectors that have been impacted by recent economic fluctuations. The Austin Chamber of Commerce reports that the city's unemployment rate has been rising, making it difficult for many residents to find stable employment. Now, here's the kicker, the bonus fact we promised you. Did you know that despite its tech-savvy reputation, Austin is facing a unique challenge? The city is struggling with a severe shortage of plumbers. That's right, in the middle of all its high-tech troubles, Austin can't find enough people to fix its pipes. It's a reminder that sometimes the most pressing economic issues can be the ones we least expect. Thanks for joining us on this eye-opening journey through America's economically challenged cities. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the world's economic ups and downs, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. You never know, our next video might be about your hometown. Until then, keep your wallet close and your economic wits about you. See you in the next video.